Hello and welcome to Life Sciences 11. This is the new version of Biology 11, which you're probably all familiar with. Welcome to this version. I'm excited to be the teacher. I am Mr. Kuchma. This is the course intro video, so if you're watching this, you are doing the right thing. Just sitting in a coffee shop, so hopefully no one barges in. So at the top of the course page, there is the course intro video, but there's also all of my contact information. So I'm always available via email, and I will email you back within a business day. And then I'm also available via Skype for help if you ever need it. Mondays and Tuesdays from 9 to 11 a.m. That's what they are right now. And Thursdays and Fridays from 3 till 5. If these hours change, they'll be updated here. To enter and meet with me, what you just have to do is have to add me on Skype and then message me during my hours to let me know that you want to meet. Please refrain from calling me directly because I might be in another call already. And then I just create a lineup in Skype through my Skype mood, and I'll say inline, student, student, student. Here are the policies and procedures for the course. Please read these through. I'm not going to go through all of them right now. That would take too long. So go and read those before we meet on Skype if possible so that I can answer any questions that you have about them. This is the curriculum doc. It got finalized this year, so it took me a little while to actually create the course and have it updated to this. Here's the introductory Skype meeting that I want you to have. So in the introductory Skype meeting, I want to be able to meet you, say hello, get to know you a little bit, and then I want to answer any of your questions. And then I also want to talk to you just about a couple quick things important about the course. So if you are a BCO student, there's a final exam that you have to sign up for at the end of the school year. I'm making this in January of 2020, so you will see that exam is coming up. I have it highlighted. It's the end of the semester. So you will sign up for the final exam ahead of time right here. And I have these suggested assignment deadlines and a suggested test deadline so that you're not scrambling leading up to the final exam. So you need to get your assignments in well ahead of time so they can all get marked, your notes ahead of time, anything else in the course. And then I want you to have your tests, your projects, your labs, all of that done a little bit in advance so that I can have it marked and hand it back to you before you're actually going to write the final exam. I wouldn't want you to be going to write the final exam having not gotten all of the feedback from me. So there's no proctored exams in December because of Christmas, nor in March because of spring break. So if you're an HCO student and you're watching this course intro video, if I just go to the very bottom of the course, you just need to email me directly for instructions about the final exam. And usually we talk about that at the beginning during the Skype intro meeting. So if I go back to the top, I've made a couple helpful videos for submitting your work. So if you just click on this, you're going to see that there's a how to use Cam Scanner. Cam Scanner is a great app for scanning documents. So basically what you can do is if you've got stuff printed off, you can just use your phone, take pictures of it, and then it'll scan it into me, which is awesome. If you ever try to submit something and it's too large and it won't let you, you probably need to compress your PDF, and that can be done at ilovepdf.com. It is a bookmarked spot for me. So if I go to here, there's a bunch of awesome things that you can do. First off, you can convert a picture to PDF. So there's JPEG to PDF. So if you take a bunch of pictures, it's able to turn that into one. You can convert your Word document into a PDF document, which often makes your document smaller. And if you have a PDF already and it's just really big, then you can hit the compressed PDF, and it'll make it a lot smaller. So if I go back, here's the introduction. It walks you through each step of the course and how I want you to do that. Instead of reading this through, I'm just going to basically show you. And I have a quick intro to my life science course. Being that I am a Christian teacher, there's a couple things that I want to just get off my chest at the beginning of the course. So each chapter is going to be split up into basically 3 parts. You're going to have notes where you're learning a bunch of different things. You're going to have an assignment, and then you're going to have a test. So for this specific chapter, there's actually 2 assignments. The very first one is a taxonomy challenge. It's supposed to just be kind of fun to get you started. But I'm going to show you a little bit about the way I've set up the course. So for each assignment, note, things like that, for all assignments and all notes, you can either choose to do it in a doc format or in a PDF document. So the doc format is if you want to work online, and the PDF is if you want to print it off, complete it, scan it in. So if I open up the taxonomy notes in a doc form, you will see it'll open up. And I'll hit enable editing. And basically what it looks like is it looks like this. It's got all of the vocab that's going to be in this chapter. You can put your name and the date on it. And then these are where you take notes. So you can actually, type out your notes down here. Here are my notes. And if you have cool technology, you can, my notes, you can write them like this. Ooh, it's very bad. But anyway, this is one way of doing them. You can just work right online through each lesson. You're going to learn something, and then you hand it in like this. Conversely, to instead do it like this, you can open up the PDF, and then you can print this off, and you complete these, pen and paper. That's totally fine, and then you can scan it in once you're done. That is going to be the same format for assignments, which we'll get to next. The one thing I do want to make note of for the notes, though, is that as you're watching the lessons, there's going to be lots of different things that you're going to want to be taking notes on. One of them is definitely vocab, because vocab is important. But I also strongly recommend, making illustrations, pictures, those types of things, because you're going to want to be able to reference those as you're completing your assignment and as you're studying for your test. So a lesson is going to be a bunch of videos, and you're going to watch them and learn the different topics. So if I click on, classification here, it's going to open up and there's an Amoeba Sisters video here. Once you've completed the notes and you've watched the lessons, you hand in your notes here. Step 1, then you can complete the assignment. Now the assignments are pass or fail until you pass, which is good news for you. So they're free marks, but you might have to resubmit them if you don't get them right the first time. So let's walk through that. I'm going to open the PDF version of this. So you are going to make sure that you circle your achievement goal. That is how I will be marking, or how me and my markers will be marking your assignments. How high of a grade are you aiming for in this course? Is it a B? Is it an A+? By choosing one of those, that's going to give us a clear indicator of how to mark your work. And we're going to want to see that you're roughly getting, a B or an A+, on your assignment before writing your test. And you can't write your test until you've completed your assignments. So that's an important thing to note. So this assignment is split up into a bunch of different questions. You'll notice the first part, it says you can use your notes to help you answer these questions. So you can, reference your notes, use them, help you out. However, the second part, I don't want you to use your notes. Don't use anything. Test your memory and see how much you remember about this. And the reason why I get you to do that is because on the test, you're not going to be able to use your assignment or your notes to help you. So I want you to try testing your memory on the assignment as practice for the test. Okay, so last up is the test, and the test is going to be restricted until you've completed your assignment and you've also done your introductory Skype meeting. So once that happens, you can do your test, and this test is all online, so you just complete it to the best of your ability. However, if I just scroll to the next chapter here, this test for the evolution, variation, natural selection chapter has a written section as well. So the written section, if I click on this, you have to print it off. It doesn't actually have the questions here. That's on purpose, but there are 4 additional questions that you have to complete here on this written section. So you print this off, and then at the very end of the test, there's going to be a couple questions that they lay out, and then you're going to have to write a response to them. So that's a cool and important part of the test. Going back, I skipped over some stuff. So there are 5 chapters to this course. Chapter 1 is on taxonomy. Chapter 2 is on evolution, variation, natural selection. Chapter 3 is on microbiology. So that's like viruses, bacteria, microbes, everything very, very small. Chapter 4 is on macrobiology, bigger scale things, and relationships and how we interact with our world, symbiotic relationships, and things like that. And then the 5th chapter is on biological processes, where you're going to learn about respiration, photosynthesis, asexual and sexual reproduction, as well as um, what's the last thing? Oh, mitosis and meiosis. So those are some big biological processes that you'll learn at the end. In addition to the 5 chapters of the course, there are also 5 additional portions of the course that I get excited about. They're kind of the fun parts. Number 1 is a field trip that you have to go on, and I've got instructions and introduction to that, and things that I want you to do. But I always am excited to have students get out of the classroom and go and do stuff. So number 1 is a field trip. If I scroll down, you also have to do a research assignment. So I want you to learn about peer-reviewed articles, and I walk you through that here. I've got 2 videos just like the one that you're watching to help guide you through that. After the microbiology section, there is a lab on growing and comparing bacteria. Warning, you're going to need to go and buy some agar for this section. It's very cheap, but you do need it, and you're also going to need some containers. You don't need to go and buy petri dishes if you don't want to. Petri dishes will definitely be the best option for this, but you could also grow it in just a Ziploc container that you might have at home that your parents don't mind you using for this. You'll also just need a Q-tip to be able to do your swab, and then you'll need a camera to take pictures to be able to show me. Then after the macrobiology, you have to do another lab, which is on biodiversity. And this will be super fun. You basically get to go outside again, sort of like a mini field trip, and you get to do a plot and check out the biodiversity there. And then you're going to do a couple more plots, and then you're going to compare them and see which one had the biggest biodiversity. And you'll be filling out lab reports for each one of these labs. So for the microbiology one with the bacteria, and for this macrobiology one with the plots, and you'll be handing it in there. Lastly, there is a project that you got to complete. It's an inquiry project, and again, I've got help videos for that, an example, and a rubric for how it is all completed. And then once you've completed your inquiry project, you've made it to the end of the course, and you have a final exam. So I'm excited to be your teacher for this crazy journey through Life Sciences 11. I did my Bachelor of Science in Biology, and I love this topic. I've got a lot of experience with it, and I hope that I get to maybe in some ways excite you about this course content and help you navigate everything in here. So you can think of me as your guide, like Gandalf, and I hope that I will see you here on this side at the finish line when you get here. Until then, best of luck through the course, and if you have any questions, come see me on Skype or shoot me an email. Take care.